washout of 2 weeks, Parliament is likely to get back to business today with a debate on price rise. Lok Sabha is likely to witness the debate today, followed by the debate in the Rajya Sabha. This comes after daily protests both inside and outside Parliament by opposition leaders pushing for a debate on price rise and GST. The 2 weeks of monsoon session of Parliament have been stormy, with nearly 25 opposition MPs being suspended for unruly behaviour and causing ruckus on the floor of the House. Samia joining us for more on this. Samia, so has there been a reach out from the government to the opposition to have the House in order and have a discussion on price rise when the Lok Sabha reconvenes today?
Well, clearly, as far as the Parliament session of the monsoon session of Parliament is concerned, there are only 10 more sittings remaining because the Parliament will get adjourned sine die on 12th August. Thus, the opposition party has been escalating the issue of price rise, and of course, the government had said that they have agreed to a discussion as far as price rise, GST, unemployment, and many other issues that the opposition party had listed out. But the entire Adil Ranjan Chaudhary's controversy really took over center stage as far as both the House of Parliament is concerned. Both of them witnessed some very fiery scenes being witnessed on both the sides. No sides are willing to pull back any punches. The opposition party and the government, for that matter, in all of this, Sonia Gandhi also got embroiled. Several letters were sent across to the chairman and the speaker. So we have to wait and see how today is going to pan out, because the government of the day had maintained that they are not going to let any business of the House take place so long Sonia Gandhi doesn't apologize. And as far as the Congress party is concerned, they had also dug in their heels to say that there is no question of Sonia Gandhi apologizing because she had not done anything wrong. The utterance was from Adil Ranjan Chaudhary, the leader of the Congress party from the Lok Sabha, and he has apologized at several occasions. Having said that, of course, the government had agreed that today, which is Monday, would be the day tentatively slotted for price rise, and that's the reason why they also wanted to call for an all-party meeting. But we saw what scenes were panning out in both the House of Parliament, with several MPs from the opposition being being suspended, and that's the reason why, of course, there was like massive protest that was witnessed in both the House of Parliament. There were placards and banners and papers being thrown at the chair. Sanjay Singh, the Aam Aadmi Party, the TMC leaders, the TMC MPs, the DMK MPs, the CPIM MPs, many of them were suspended. So, of course, then their colleagues were standing out for them in the Parliament, and they were protesting, demanding that the suspension be lifted. Given the scenario that the Parliament witnesses right now, it looks very difficult that any business in the House would take place. But since the last 10 days of the monsoon session remains right now, there has to be some business that needs to be done, because the bills that were listed have clearly not been taken up so far. And then when it's going to be passed in the last week of the monsoon Parliament, then of course the opposition complains of the government bulldozing its way through the passage of these bills without a set discussion or debate that the bill must command. But of course the government maintains that if the opposition party constantly carries out protests and disruptions in the House, there is no question of carrying out any debate, because they do not want or do not have any intention of letting the House function. So a lot of back and forth over there. Today is going to be a day that we will have to wait and see how this pans out. Of course, there are adjournment motion notices and suspension of business notices that has been submitted by the opposition parties demanding a discussion on it. But the government of the day seems to be deciding over here. The BSC will be holding a meeting to decide what are the issues going to be taken up this particular week.
All right, Samia, we'll wait and see how the day pans out in Parliament when it reconvenes at 11 o'clock. Thanks very much for the moment for joining us with those